up on Cavalier Connections, we'll tell you about how Darton State celebrates the Apollo Theater.
Also ahead, we'll take a look at Darton's newest bachelor's degree options.
All that and more next on Cavalier Connections.
Built by students, for students. From Darton Student Television, this is Cavalier Connection.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the March episode of Cavalier Connections. I'm Jemima Lafayette.
And I'm Morgan Marshall. Thanks for joining us. Darton State College celebrates Black History Month with a special spoken word performance. Talika Postel tells us about this powerful event.
Believer in the notion that love will keep on growing, even if it's planted in common.
Reginald P.M. Sweet and Tanara She Writes Ali performed at Drop the Mic on February 16th.
Yeah, I'm elated to be in the company of just some outstanding artists who feel comfortable owning their genius and their expertise. And many of us or most of us, I believe, are born with gifts and talents, and it's our responsibility to tap into them and to bring them into fruition. And sometimes we have some fear about that, and so it's important that we surround ourselves with individuals who are comfortable with doing that, so that can be a little prodding and a little guide for us to take advantage of the days that are before us and the gifts that we possess.
Tanora She Writes Ali explains how many people are unknown and unaware of their rare talents and how just simply writing down their feelings can inspire others.
A lot of times we just use it to express ourselves. And there are so many people who don't know that there's beauty in the way that they're expressing themselves. So even if you just share it with one friend, even if you just share it with a couple of people, going ahead and taking the time to write down how you feel and then sharing it with somebody, you never know how it can affect someone else. And that's really how you learn how powerful your work is.
Several students in the audience were engaged by the performer's stage presence. Reginald P.M. Sweet gave advice to aspiring poets and writers on how to continue to write.
So my advice would be to write. Always write, and to not be afraid of your voice, not be afraid of your own voice. Say what you have to say.
Cavalier Connections, this is Talika Postel.
Darton State has a new advisor for the Servant Leadership Program, but as Simeon Clyde found out, she does so much more.
Dr. Kelsey Woodard tells us about her department and what ideas she hopes to bring to Darton State College.
Okay, well, my department is new. It's the Office of Service Learning and Civic Engagement. Right now, it's just myself. I am charged with building up the department. Typically, an Office of Service Learning have a director, an assistant director, as well as a community liaison, AmeriCorps Vistas, student workers, as well as faculty scholars and student scholars who are engaged in service learning, and they're seen as the champions of the community. Basically, hey, we know this work, we've seen this work as well.
Dr. Woodard also talks about other duties she performs here at Darton.
A part of my charge also is to advise servant leadership. In the past, this was run as a program that was already set up, and not that the students didn't serve or do work, but it wasn't student-led, student-driven. So all program for students and by students. So that's one of the things that I really want to do, for that to take off by itself, and I can more of be a challenge to them, like push different initiatives or concerns that they have. So that's one of my goals, to really make it student-driven and led.
Dr. Woodard's office is located upstairs in the Student Center in room C201. Cavalier Connection, this is Simeon Clyde reporting.
We're taking a short break. Coming up, we'll find out about the peer tutoring and all it has to offer.
And Darton students unveil their works of poetry and art. Stay tuned.
I don't know what's happening. Start a new chat. What did I do? Okay. Wow. That is so weird.
Hey! Hi!
Oh my gosh. Hi! God, I don't even know what to say right now. I'm so nervous. Gia, you're so big. Come closer to the camera. Wait, now you're in my face. That was so good.
It began as an idea, a tiny 2-year college with just 600 students, an affordable doorway to the future, higher education for all. Soon, those who came found a growing range of degree and certificate options, leading directly to a career or on to a higher education. Faculty came from some of America's best universities and students from every state and more than 30 countries. Many graduates became leaders of the community. The college became a driver of the region's economy and a primary source of professionals, including more nurses than any other college in Georgia. Today, with almost 6,000 students and 4-year baccalaureate degrees, opportunities are even greater. But the idea, the tradition, is still the same. 2-year degrees, professional certification, 4-year degrees. What a great idea. A college for everybody. Darton.
Welcome back. We're just past the midway point of the semester, and some of Darton students may need to bring up their grades. Jemima LaFair tells us where students can get a little extra help.
Located in C-170D, Darton State offers peer tutoring as a free service to Darton students. Upon entering the lab, students are able to fill out a form describing their areas of help.
Peer tutoring is a fellow student who has done well in the class that they're tutoring, has been recommended by an instructor, and that tutor sits down with you, clarifies concepts you might not understand. Maybe you're in a class and Mr. So-and-so said something the professor did and you're not quite sure you have it. The tutor can go back over it, clarify it, say it in a way that maybe you can, and go back over it in a way that maybe you can understand this time.
Just want to do my best to help people. Student who needs help, they call us first. Then we kind of talk together on the phone, and they tell us when they're available, and if it matches with our time, then it's okay.
Students are finding peer tutoring hours very flexible with scheduling.
The tutor won't know what kinds of problems that you're having, challenges you're facing with a particular class. So it's usually best to jot down a few questions that the tutor can answer for you. Maybe bring a quiz that you haven't done well on, and you can tell the tutor, I didn't do well on this and I don't understand why. Can you kind of help me figure this out? And the tutor will be happy to try to point you in the right direction.
This is Jemima LaFair reporting for Cavalier Connections.
Darton Sigma Kappa Delta Honor Society teamed up with the staff of the New Clay to unveil the latest edition of the Student Art and Poetry magazine. Brittany Walker was at the event.
On February 24th, Sigma Kappa Delta hosted the unveiling for the New Clay, a literary and art magazine. Literary editor Miss Joy Handelman talks about the magazine.
This magazine belongs to the students. It's paid for with student funds, and it is for the students. We have faculty publish in it occasionally because we feel like it's not fair if we ask the students to publish and we're not willing to publish. So we put our work out there as well. But we are so proud of our students.
Several students and staff came to show their support of the magazine's release.
I think it was really neat that it showcased all the art from Darton students in the Darton community, and it's a great way to be a part of Darton and to get involved and show our support.
I am not actually a contributor to the physical copy of this particular edition, but I am the owner of one of the great pieces in it. Kimberly Scamhorn made a Secret Village, 1 and 2, and I bought both pieces, and she got number 1 in the book. It's a beautiful piece.
Well, I attended this event today because I wanted to learn more about art and literary, and I want to learn more about the stories that the professors and the students and the arts that they presented today in class, and I just thought it was interesting. I want to know more about it.
The deadline for Darton students to submit their own literary and artwork for the next volume is April 21st. Students should submit their art and literary work to newclay@darton.edu. The new clay can be found in room F202 as well as older volumes any time of the day. For Cavalier Connection, this is Brittany Walker.
After the break, we tell you who took home the top honors at the Showtime at the Darton Theatre event. Stay tuned.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
It began as an idea, a tiny 2-year college with just 600 students, an affordable doorway to the future. Higher education for all. Soon, those who came found a growing range of degree and certificate options, leading directly to a career or on to a higher education. Faculty came from some of America's best universities and students from every state and more than 30 countries. Many graduates became leaders of the community. The college became a driver of the region's economy and a primary source of professionals, including more nurses than any other college in Georgia. Today, with almost 6,000 students and 4-year baccalaureate degrees, opportunities are even greater. But the idea, the tradition, is still the same. 2-year degrees, professional certification, 4-year degrees. What a great idea! A college.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Thanks for staying with us here on Cavalier Connection. Darton State acknowledges the Apollo Theater at its Showtime at the Darton State Theatre show. Nikki Pope tells us more.
Darton State College hosted its second annual talent show called Showtime at the Darton Theatre. It was a major hit last year, and this year was no different, with everyone getting cheered.
The reason I wanted to do Showtime at Darton was it was wildly successful last year. This year was a bit of a challenge because more people on this campus understood what we were doing. This is our nod to the Apollo Theater, which means that you'll be cheered, but there's also the possibility that you could get booed. So there were a lot of talented people in the audience.
Showtime at the Darton Theatre was open to Albany State College as well as Albany Technical College. Beating all the odds, a freshman from Darton State College took home the win for this year.
The feeling of winning right now is pretty awesome. It's been a while since I've won something, so the feeling right now is awesome. It's great.
The talent show was also a good way for the dance program to raise money by charging non-Darton students to get in.
The goal is to raise funds for the dance company because they want to go and do workshops, and then this pays for costume fees when they perform with World Ballet in Tallahassee. So it goes to a good cause, and then it's a chance to really show off the talent that's here that you don't necessarily find in the program. So there are so many singers that I've never seen before, but clearly they have a following, and I'm like, whoa, I want them to perform in the evening of dance and music. You know, they're really quite wonderful.
For Cavalier Connection, this is Nikki Pope.
And that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Cavalier Connection. You can stay connected with us by liking our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Cavalier Connections. And to watch all of our videos, head over to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/Darton Student Media. I'm Jemima LaFair. And I'm Morgan Marshall. Thanks for joining us here at Cavalier Connection, and we'll see you soon.